Welcome, everyone. This is the Tuesday Top 10 show at the Collective, episode 28, covering the best new comics you should be picking up for the week of January 16th and 17th, 2024. Don't forget to log on to the Comic Hub at the end of the week on Friday, the 19th, for the last call confirmed orders FOC. All available items should be listed after 5 p.m. on Friday. The last couple weeks, things have not really been showing up well after Wednesday when they normally do, so I would probably skip it until Friday. But don't forget, your orders are due by midnight the next day, Saturday the 20th, to guarantee your copy of any open order, cover, or single issue. And if you see an incentive cover you'd like to order, send your request via the hub. Call the store at 407-637-2843 or 321-295-7091. You can also send a text to that one because it's the mobile number. Stay tuned for more news on additional shows coming after MegaCon. Don't forget to pick up your MegaCon tickets. The convention is early this year, February 1st through 4th, and all your friends from the shop will be at the table. Don't forget to follow the store on social media at Collective CCG. And as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we'll be taking a break from the news till after MegaCon. It's kind of a slow news start to the news year for comics news. And we're skipping the honorable mentions this week as well. I'm going to talk for a couple minutes about two books that I'm reading. In case you're not reading this, switch views so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. Wonder Woman. This is on issue 5 as of this week. Frame this up better so you can see the cover. This is the first cover, the main cover. It's a Daniel Sampere cover. If you're not reading this book, this is consistently a good book. It's written by Tom King. You need to be reading this book. This is the end. Issue 6 should be the end of the first arc, so the trade should be out soon if you want to start there. We also have an awesome Leslie Lyrics Lee cover and a Julian Totino Tedesco cover. That's Wonder Woman number 5. Again, that's a book that I am reading. If you're not reading it, you really should be. It's top quality. It's the best Wonder Woman's been since the start of the New 52. And another book that I'm reading is a serial killer tale by James Tynion. This is The Deviant. This is issue 3. It started in just before Christmas, right after Thanksgiving. It's a quality book, good indie, a little bit creepy. Really enjoying that one. All right. I should say, sorry, that's art by Josh Hickson, and this is a Josh Hickson cover. All right. And first in the top 10 is Nightwing, number 110. And honestly, I picked this one just because of the covers, and I think you can see why, because that cover, you're either going to like it or not like it. I think it's hilarious. If you're familiar with the meme of the two ladies pointing at the cat, it's a recreation of that with different Nightwing, and I think it's Jonathan Kent and then Damian. And it's pretty funny. And that's by Bruno Redondo. This series is written by Tom Taylor. All right, we have the second cover, the first variant. Remember who this was, but I can't remember now. Travis Moore doing another silly cover. Most of the fun of this book, this book's had a lot of cool covers. Whether you're a fan of Nightwing or not, the covers have been great. Drawn by Sammy Bastry, again written by Tom Taylor. And we have a video game tie-in cover for the upcoming Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game. And this is the Deadshot cover by In-Hyuk Lee. I know people are fans of In-Hyuk Lee covers. That's a very nice cover. That's Nightwing number 110. This is a book I've been looking for a minute, or looking forward to for a minute. Recently, Mary Jane got some superpowers. Sorry for the spoiler. It's been a couple months. She is Jackpot. If you're familiar with the DC superpower Dial H for Hero, it's kind of similar to that. Random powers based on her armband. It could be a good book. It's a one-shot. part of the gang war tale or story going on in Spider-Man. This is written by Celeste Bronfman with art by Eric Gapster and inks by Joey Vasquez, colors by Edgar Delgado and Eric Arcinigia. This is the Pablo Villalobos cover with colors by Romulo Fajardo. That's the main cover. We have first variant by Ejikiri. It's a cool, very cool cover. We have an Elizabeth Torque cover. That's awesome. I don't know what Elizabeth Torque was doing before they were doing comic book covers, but they've been putting out some excellent covers, and this is definitely one of them. And then we have a Nicoletta Baldaria cover. I'm not familiar with their art either, but that's an interesting cover. It's very cool. It's kind of trippy. That's Jackpot number 1, Mary Jane as a superhero. All right. Number 8, Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong number 4 is out this week. This is in limited supply. This book sells out every time it comes out, and they have been upping their orders. All right, just a moment. Oh, it's a spam comment. Good Lord. Stupid spam. Disrupt my flow. Like I said, this has been selling more every month it comes out. So people, if you've missed it, you pick up the number 2, the number 3, whatever you've picked up. It just keeps adding subscribers, which is awesome because this is a great series. It's currently the only JLA book they're publishing. But that's not the reason to pick it up unless you're a JLA fan. This is just classic superhero fun. I mean, it's hard to mess up Superman punching Godzilla, but then you got to do it right too. And this is a lot of fun, and it's worth reading. There's another entry for this later in the list. If you missed the earlier issues, this is number 4. I think there's only 2 copies left, though. There will be some reorders on this because, like I said, it continues to sell more copies every subsequent issue. Go over the details on this one as I skipped it. This is written by Brian Bucalato with art by Christian Deuce and colors by Luis Guerrero. And this is the only cover that's available. This is the Whilce Portacio King Kong. No, sorry, that was sold out. This is the Whilce Portacio Godzilla cover. There may be some additional covers on the reorder, but this is the only one left, and there's only 2 copies. All right. If you're following the X-Men books, this is another entry in the Fall of the House of X story. This is Cable number 1, and this is the young and old Nates joining forces to prevent a future far worse than the one they originally come from. 90s throwback writer Fabian Nicieza, art by Scott Eaton, inks by Cam Smith and Victor Nava, colors by Javier Tartaglia. This is a Whilce Portacio cover on the main cover, and a CF Via Stormbreakers cover. That's a very cool cover. I like that a lot. Classic Cable. This one is also in limited supply. Number 6, James Bond number 1. There was a previous series that was coming out from Dynamite. It was a mini series. I think it was 6 issues. This is a relaunch. This is written by Garth Ennis with art by Rafa Labosco and a Dave Johnson cover. Again, limited supply. There's only 3 left. So if you're interested in this, make sure to pick one up. This is James Bond 007 number 1, an ongoing series by Dynamite, written by Garth Ennis. Number 5, I picked this one up because the story interested me and the cover was neat. This is a one-shot. After the events of the last issue, Clark is stuck in the Wild Wild West. This is Superman number 10, written by Joshua Williamson, with art by Bruno Redondo and Chao Felipe, colors by Adriana Lucas. This is Jamal Campbell, main cover. Lee Bermejo cover sold out, and this is the Bruno Redondo cover with Clark changing. No more phone booths, guy. And Superman number 10. All right, another big release been anticipated for a while. Number 4 here is Avengers Twilight #1. This is future Marvel or possible future Marvel universe, where Steve Rogers learns that the utopian society is only skin deep and things are not as good as they look. This is written by Chip Zdarsky with fantastic interiors by Daniel Acuna. I had a chance to flip through this. It is amazing. Acuna always does top-notch art. It's not a standard house style type of art. It's very unique. So if you're into that, check this out. We have the main cover by Alex Ross. This is actually pretty sure that's also an Alex Ross, which was not on my list. I'm pretty sure that's Alex Ross also. Pretty distinct style on his painting. This is a Daniel Acuna, like a fighting or a team group shot cover. We have a foil cover with Cap on a motorcycle riding towards you. Very cool. As usual, foil covers are a little bit more. They kind of function like a 1 in 10 right now. This is $9.99. There are quite a few copies of this, though, so if you're interested in it, this is a very nice cover. This is also Daniel Acuna. We have a Scotty Young cover, because you have to have a Scotty Young cover, because it's awesome. And one more, Frank Miller. It's a pretty good Frank Miller cover. This is Avengers Twilight #1. This is a 4 or 5 issue mini. Getting into the top 3. Like I said, there's another entry for Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. This is the Monster Size Edition #1. So this is reprinting issues 1 and 2. So if you missed those issues when they came out late last year, pick this up. There's quite a few copies of this because this book is selling very fast. This will allow you to pick up at number 3 on single issues. Written by Brian Bucalato, art by Christian Deuce, colors by Luis Guerrero. This is a Mikel Yanin cover. There's only one cover for this one. Again, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. That's the number 1 and 2 combined. Right. Number 2 is a book that has another book that has high demand. This is The Return to John Constantine by Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell, and colors by Jordi Belair. This is John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America. So Constantine is in the U.S. seeking a cure for his current predicament. I don't remember if the previous series set that up or if this is being set up in this story, but he's not doing so well. This should be really good. The last Constantine series from this creative team was really good. We have an Aaron Campbell main cover. All right, we have a Sean Phillips variant cover. And last but definitely not least, a very cool, looks like a painted cover by Jock. This is Hellblazer, or John Constantine Hellblazer, Dead in America #1. And coming in at number 1, both for key issue reasons and because it's really a good-looking book. High anticipation for these Energon Universe books. Duke launched last week, a week before. We still got Transformers coming out. G.I. Joe is coming out from the original numbering from the IDW run and the Marvel run. So they're continuing that numbering. This is Cobra Commander #1 on the list at number 1. And this is the miniseries debut of the second worst G.I. Joe villain. For anyone interested, Destro is the worst. This is written by Joshua Williamson and art by Andrea Milana, and colors by Annalisa Leone. We have a main cover by Andrea Milana. We have a David Aja cover and a blank sketch cover. Recommendation, don't look at other covers if you don't want to be spoiled to the key reason, or the reason this book is a key. I would wait till you read it. Again, this is the blank sketch cover. That's Cobra Commander #1 of 4. And that's it for the list this week. We'll see you next week, maybe with some news leading into MegaCon. Have a great one.